really heavy with the butt end. Super heavy. All right, stop. I was going to do this video very different, very YouTube, you know, very review-esque, but the more I was working on it, the more I realized that that's just not the point of this video. I never really intended for it to be a review, so I didn't want it to become that. Once I got out on the water with this cheap rod, man, it was nostalgic. Because in the early 90s, I was presented a Martin combo. Not this exact one, but just like this, you know, the base of it, the size of a telephone rod. Just nothing special, but everything about what it led to was special. Once I got that fly rod in my hand, it turned into summer days in the backyard just practicing casting. It turned into this passion to get out on the creek that kept me out of all kinds of trouble and all kinds of things I shouldn't have been into. It changed the trajectory of my life. In the future, I wholeheartedly plan to take this rod out to some trout stream. We'll take just the few ragtag flies that was provided in this kit, just this rod and everything that was included, and we'll go see what we can do with it. But at the moment, I don't want this to be that. If you are interested in fly fishing, do not succumb to the glittery, to the gold, to the peer pressure, to all of the earthly things that people will convince you that you need. Do not be ashamed to be standing there with your $40 Martin combo next to the guy that has his $900 Orvis set up. No, don't be ashamed. Get out there and learn the craft. So to me, a lifelong fly fisherman, if I'm ever asked, should I buy a cheap fly rod just to get started? It's a very, very common question, whether you're a guide or you make content or whatever it may be. That's a top question. My answer to that is yes. Get what you can afford, and it is better to start on the low end of the spectrum because honestly, not everyone has the temperament or the patience to fly fish. That's the reality of it. It's a whole different cup of tea. It's a whole different discipline, and it is not for everybody. Do not invest your entire life savings in something that you might hate. Because the reality is this little $40 combo, you could use this thing your entire fly fishing career. The only thing that will set you back is at some point you'll start to feel pressured to need bigger and better because you're seeing people around you that are all using bigger and better. Don't worry about that. What it is about is getting out there, catching fish, and gaining a passion for something that can truly change your life for the better. When God created this world around us, He created a pretty beautiful place, and this is a wonderful way to get out there and see His creation and also spend some great time with Him. I've had some great conversations with the Lord on a trout stream. So is a $40 made in China Martin fly rod a good way to get into fly fishing? You bet, because it'll get you started, and that's what you need. Tight lines.